The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios, Kansas City, A Domain Divided. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I am playing Dr. Katarina Rakosi of Clan Zamitsi.
I'm Dale, and I'm playing Callum McFarlane of Clan Ventru.
I'm Reen. I'm playing Rashad Giovanni of the Hakata.
I'm House. I play Bo Solomon, Clan Toreador.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I play Gwen Schultz of the Ministry.
Hello, I'm Beetle Spock, and I'll be playing Cameron Whirler of Clan Human, Second Inquisition.
And first of all, thank you to our guest player tonight. We have 2 weeks in a row guest player, or no, we didn't have one. Yeah, we did. 2 weeks in a row of guest players. Wow, we keep them busy. When we were last with this group of vampires, the Sabbat attacked the rack. No other way to put it. They committed a massacre. Many humans were killed. It made all the news, which it's being labeled as a terrorist attack. There's a lot of rumors about the strange creature that was spotted climbing the walls. Not much talk of the werewolf. That seems to have screwed up people's memory. But afterwards, they were told to lie low, or lay down even. It's been about a week since those events where the coterie has been hiding out, keeping a low profile, trying not to call attention to themselves, to let the heat die down a little. But as we're opening tonight, we're going to open up on Kat. Katarina, you have a phone call you wish to make.
Yeah, she's asked her family to wait for her in the living room. She has to make a personal call. And she's calling Martin.
Your phone rings a few times? Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, kid.
I'm going to need you to do me a solid.
You just open right up with that, okay? What you got?
Well, I know if anyone can make it happen, it's you. I need to get my family out.
Out from KC?
Yeah. Protected.
Things getting bad out that way?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a protracted war for some time.
I mean, you can easily get them out. That's not the part.
I need them protected.
Yeah, you need me to put them somewhere.
Nobody can touch them.
Yeah, I can arrange that. You're gonna owe me, but
Really?
yeah, in this particular case,
How's Destiny?
she's alive. That's good enough, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of owe me for that.
Yeah, I know. But you owe me nothing big.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought.
I might need you to settle some scores out that way at some point.
Oh, that's not a problem. I seem to be, handling that, not any difficulty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if that's what you need, I can arrange that. Just put them on a flight out my way. Let me know what flight they're on. I'll make sure that it's handled.
All right. And she disconnects. And she actually goes on her fucking phone and books the flights for in the morning.
Okay. Man, it's expensive. I'm going to take a dot from you for now of your resources.
Worth it.
Same day or next day flights are not cheap. So for now, you're down a dot of resources.
That's fine.
Okay.
She walks out into the living room and says, I need y'all to pack up your stuff.
Where are we going?
You're going back to Chicago. The three of you.
Now your family is bloodbound.
Mm-hmm.
You can see they want to argue the fact. They want to say something about it. But the bond doesn't allow for that. If that's what you think is best, that's what we'll do.
Rurik is actively trying to pursue me joining the family again. And I don't put it past him to take the three of you out to isolate me and make me desperate.
Makes sense. That's how they operate in it.
Exactly. So I'm going to send you back to Chicago. Martin is going to make sure you're protected.
When are we leaving?
Tomorrow morning.
It's going to be rough on the practice.
Don't worry about it. I'll handle that.
And you can see that your husband wants to argue. Your kids haven't said anything. They haven't been bound as long as your husband has. So,
and she comes up to Alex and places a hand over his heart and says, I will join you if I can, or have you all come back when it's safe.
you make sure that you get through this, because if something happens to you, I'm going to find your grandmother. And I'm going to burn the bitch alive.
Blood tears start to well in her eyes, and she kisses him.
He kisses you back. And then after giving you a strong hug, he goes, okay, kids, go. Start. You know, you heard her. You know what you got to do. Start getting your stuff together. And he turns to go. Caught by the bond. He turns immediately, starts packing. No arguments, no nothing.
Okay. And she gets her stuff and heads out the door.
Okay. Now, we've got to flash over to Gwen. You received a text, didn't you?
I did.
What was in said text? Just so the viewers know, at least.
Yeah, sure. So, well, I just had it. Need to know what the hell I just watched. Trust is wavering. Then an emoji of a strawberry.
So where are you meeting up?
So she texts back to me at like a local park. I have a question before we get into this, though.
Of course.
What has been said about Gwen in like the news or anything?
Your video, you've seen yourself in it. Breaking
But,
some
like,
people's neck.
People are looking for her or no?
No, they don't. The news is all claiming it's fake,
Okay.
but it's not the news that your face is on. Your face is on YouTube. Your face is on, Drudge Report. Your face is on other places.
That okay. I figured that, but like trying to figure out the extent of like wanted level.
The news media doesn't. They show some videos, but all the videos they show are blurry. They're of the crowd. Of Johnny's been shown more than once on the videos. Not that he gave a shit.
Yeah.
But there was a blurry picture of the foul monster, the hideous creature, real blurry. But it seems that somebody has got enough control over the media to be doing a damn good job suppressing a lot of it. But that doesn't stop the social media.
Yeah. All right. So before she goes into the park, though, she is going to turn on Mask of 1,000 Faces.
Okay. Cameron, you're already at the park.
Great.
Yeah.
As she's coming into the park, you see the woman who looks absolutely plain, but the body language to you remember every aspect of her walk, every aspect of how she holds her hands when she walks, every bit of the movement she does. Doesn't matter what face that person's wearing, you recognize her immediately. You don't know how, but you do.
If you would just stand by that tree.
Yeah.
I maintain a safe distance. And I take out my phone. And I go to a random video saved and show it to her. And would this video be much more clear?
If it's social media, then probably.
Maybe if it wasn't social media, but some other resources I got.
Yours is a bit more clearer than what's been on social media.
What a joy.
So, been busy.
It's not me.
What you're doing right now, trying to hide that face, and then you have that face with a different body. I don't. How can I tell?
So,
I mean, what's your.
First, to my knowledge, this doesn't work on film. You can take a picture if you want on your phone.
Okay.
Second, I'd like to think that you know that I wouldn't do anything like that. And third, there are people with a lot worse abilities than a lot more terrifying abilities I have that can make things show up like actually on your skin and make you look like other people.
Yeah.
I don't know if, and she's kind of like rambling a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have access, but in some of the videos I can point out where I actually was in the crowd, probably. Because she was running around near cameras.
I don't even pay attention. I know of those abilities. You have one in your group that does the same thing.
So why would I look like me?
I don't know. I'm just. I really, of course, I don't want it to be you, but it's been a few years. And you've gone through a lot of changes, and from what I know, changing into your kind it makes you have this like inner voice, kind of like this inner. I don't know how to describe it.
I guess that she kind of begins to like tear up a little bit, and she looks down. She's like, yeah, that is a thing. And
as Gwen begins to tear up, Cameron, the face that she's wearing ripples to you. You suddenly see her face with a blood tear. She's Gwen again in your eyes. You don't know why.
that is true in that part. I've never seen any experienced anything like that before. That night, it was so awful. And a part of me enjoyed it. And I hate that.
This is going to sound strange, but that seems like a human reaction to enjoy. Well, of course, part of it, which from what I know, is that when you're bitten, at least for some, most cases, you feel a lot of elation, and so that's expected. But you're gaining power, and you feel like this. You go from one little weak little mouse into a dragon, a mouse, or a cat. You know that humans love power. I think I'm starting to believe your kind are just us. You are made from us. You're just us with a longer view of the world. You see all the changes of the world, but it's just how a human reacts to everything. That's how I've been trying to see it. Or I'm convincing myself.
We are definitely still, well, I'd like to think that we're still people. But like I said, it wasn't just I guess like a really intense adrenaline rush.
Mhm.
And where it was uncontrollable instinct and that desire that other part that you were talking about does exist. Can I come closer so this isn't as loud? I get that we're alone here, but you're not supposed to really talk about this stuff very loudly.
All right. I close in. Not like right this or like that, but we're in better conversation tone.
Do you believe me?
Can I make an insight check?
Yes, you can.
I want to roll something.
We call those bullshit checks here.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
you
I got to
Yes,
use
we do.
the vernacular.
You can go with wits insight. Now, if you've used Fantasy Grounds before, you know how the rolls work.
So I click on the plus.
Plus on if you do wits first, you click on the plus on wits, then drag the insight die to the chat window. 4. Are you telling the truth, Gwen?
Absolutely. I want to point out, I was going to type this in the chat. Gwen's conviction associated with Cameron specifically is take no secrets to the grave.
She's telling the truth from what you can read. And you're seeing her, not the fake her that walked into the park for some reason. Though, Gwen, you don't realize this. You still think your mask is up.
I kind of look at her and I got a little bit closer. That's the raspberry I know. Just so you know, there's a lot of chatter going on my side. Especially after the events of, was it last night now?
About a week ago.
Couple nights.
A week ago, okay. Yeah, that makes... I'm still hesitant on what to tell you.
Only tell me what you're comfortable with. Are you safe?
I'm not worried, it's just me. There's... When they had my parents and my siblings in New York. There seems to me Solomon was using this as an excuse, as a terrorist attack. And he's coming with boots on the ground to counter terrorist groups, task forces. That's what he's trying to name. I think he was waiting for the opportune time for someone on one of your sides or both of you to come the heads, and it will actually impact human society, and it has. And he's glad he gets to go out slaying.
I mean, a part of me can't blame people for wanting that. Being upset, hell, that I may be a bit more callous, but there was so much. I know that he's using it for, he's not going to care who's good and who's bad, though, and that's the part I don't like.
After these threats against my family are made, eventually he's dead. They're all dead to me. Well, at least the ones who follow him and the ones who follow his word.
I mean, is he ever going to let them go?
I don't think he really has them. I think he knows where they are. And has started, if I do not comply, something might happen to him. It could be anything from ruining my dad financially and his success to outright, killing them. So I'm, as you can see, I'm trying to be as cautious as I can with what I tell you. I don't know who. I'm surprised I even told you that, but I think seeing you, I just had to say something and warn you and your group.
She kind of laughs a little bit. She's just like, I bet you never imagined we'd be here with all of this.
Or we have to deal with it now.
What did we do? I mean, I don't think I can be much help. I mean, I want to help. I just don't know what I can do.
I've been told I'm going to have to eventually join this crusade. Help find, at least locate any terrorists. And it could be blanks and the wolves and etc.
There was a wolf there. A fucking werewolf.
Did I see that?
You heard rumors. You saw nothing of it, but you heard rumors. But then again, the rumors are enough for you because you know from Grant's team that every time most people see a werewolf, they forget. Most people. Grant does not.
I think I heard something about it. I think I saw something in the videos.
And your memory comes back. Not to that night, not the videos of that night with Kat or with Gwen or seeing Gwen out there. You were in an office watching a video that Grant was showing of a strange beast tied to a chair. Looked like a werewolf, bound in silver, as they were experimenting on it. You had forgotten the memory until now. It had been wiped from your mind, but it come back clearly.
He is targeting them as viciously as he's targeting you. He's bound them to chairs. It's silver. I was unnerving just watching it.
How? Like,
He's claiming that he's been able to sense supernatural, entities. Like he's given the gift and he's really proud to use it against your kind and others.
but like, I don't even mean just how did he find him? How did he? You don't understand. The Sabbat were doing really bad thing. They had created monsters there. And the werewolf fucking barely lifted a finger. How could Grant?
I doubt he was alone, but if he could do it by himself, it's another reason why never to underestimate him.
I did think of something to
What's that?
potentially, I don't know, get information, help, insight. I think that you'd have to trust me, which I know is very hard right now. But
Honestly, it's getting a little bit easier. But it's not 100%.
the other people in my coterie, they're older than I am. They've dealt with more hell. One has been in a war like this before.
Yes. Yeah, I read that. You have one that's a surgeon, manipulate flesh. You have one that's a restaurateur. You have one that's a lawyer, necromancer, or something to do with spirits, and a chef. Very skilled. I've read that.
Should I be concerned that you know all of that?
They kept tabs on you. That's how they were able to abduct you. It's not that difficult to imagine they would know who you're with. And I'm the one that was supposed to keep track of, no, not keep track, but find your kind. I investigate any possible strange occurrences, and I'm sent out. I usually get a message. So do I get them? Chinky, do I get them as messages, or do I get these jobs?
Sometimes you get them as messages. Sometimes Yana shows up.
Yana.
Sometimes one of the other team membership. Sometimes Grant shows up. They keep you guessing. It's never consistent.
It changes from time to time. Usually, it's Yana, one of the contacts. What does she drive?
Your memory recalls that perfectly. She's got that Charger.
That Charger. That was a white or silver?
She was in black one time. She's had it red. She loves that fast car.
Yeah. Yana, and sometimes Grant comes up to me and tells me what I need to do. But these certain occurrences are happening and where they're happening, and I'm to go take a look, see what I can find. What other clues do they lead to other locations? What kind of supernatural creatures? Mostly it's been pretty much your kind. But I have to keep doing this. I have to.
No, I was just going to say, I see what you mean about like, I mean, I have to trust you a lot with this too.
Yeah, you're going to have to take what I say with a grain of salt. I could, with the organization I'm in, yeah, I can,
I can tell you we don't have that kind of information about you. We don't know anything.
Well, perhaps I can be that. If you need it. And it's gonna, I shouldn't say, it's you. I don't think it should come at a cost, but I need assurance. And I don't know how.
I need assurance.
Yes. That's.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You're not going to like this. But there's. Fuck, that would only work one way. Where I would have assurance for you. And that you were telling the truth, but I don't know how you would get assurance for me. But yeah, maybe meeting with the group is the best idea.
Okay. It's not it's not a great idea, but like what? Is it just to see what they know? Just to say that have you told them about me? About us?
I mentioned that I met you. I didn't tell because again, there's that assurance. Like I didn't tell them your number or like who you are or like anything like that, but they know I encountered a hunter.
So So you want them to trust me? Or you, yeah.
It's not, I trust them and I think that they could help. It's more what it is. I think that they, like I said, they might know more. I can think of one thing that would give me assurance that you're not trying to screw me over, but that only works for me and that probably screw you over more.
Yes, this bonding thing, what you do to what your kind does to humans over. I don't think that'd be a great idea because if
Exactly.
I come into contact with Grant, he will probably, if what he says is true, be able to sense it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's all I can think of. I'm sure maybe they can think of something else.
Well, I don't know why, but if you trust them, and they must at least, there must be some at least good people in them, at least. I aware and
I'm just gonna imagine that since they've known each other for a while, and given their history, that at one point they developed like a super secret them version of a pinky promise. Because that just sounds like something they would do. And she's gonna do that and she'd be like, if they try and harm you, I will do everything in my power to stop them and help you get out. But you don't use this information against us. Don't use wherever we meet, more of any personality things you get, any weaknesses, I don't know. Don't think of it that way. Don't think of it as a tactical thing from your side.
I will not. I mean, I already kept secret that we met. I mean, what's honestly one more next step?
And maybe they'll know about your memory thing.
Singing the curse songs.
Has anything changed with that? We can talk about it later too if you want.
Yeah, it's I can dive into good and bad memories and feel like I was right there. It's good to escape for once in a while.
I've been asking around, but I haven't heard anything yet. But maybe they'll know something once they see you.
So the two of you are going to go and meet the coterie, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So as you set off, I'm going to flash to Callum. Callum, you were checking on your new restaurant and it getting all set up. As you're coming from, I mean, it's under construction. The construction's going well. You figure you'll have it finished before too much longer. It's funny what Ballard Industries can accomplish when they start, directing the money towards it. But as you're coming out of the building, there's a guy. He's tucked in the alley beside it. Long hair. Looks pretty pretty raggedy.
Does he look familiar?
It's the poem, man. It's the poem. It just won't stop. It goes over and over and over. Just please make it stop. But as you walk past, his eyes come up and he locks eyes with you. Hello, Callum.
Hello,
It's the
my
same
friend.
guy you met once before.
I don't actually know his name.
No.
Right. Okay.
There was once a time when I had a descendant who was very good with prophecy. I do not have that ability, but I can pick up prophecies told by others. Tonight I shall share something with you, and it is important.
I'll step closer and maybe step into the alley there with him.
Once broken, twice broken, the trio shall fall. Twice broken, thrice broken, the three will fail. Never broken, now united, the Trinity comes. I don't know what it means. I hear it whispered. Spreads. But it's important. But, you know, the poem, man, it just doesn't stop. And he immediately switches. It's like a light. And it goes on and it just over and over. And it's coming. It's something. And then he doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
All right. I will head back into the building. Was Bo there by chance?
Is Bo there?
Sure.
So I'll walk back to the kitchen. I'll grab something to write with and head back there. And I'll write it down. Bo, I have a premonition that I was just given.
Like something came to you? Like you do what?
In a manner of speaking, a contact of mine who is lucid one moment and oblivious to my presence another. And I'll hand you the piece of paper that I wrote it down on.
I'll read it over. Anything triggering coming to mind, storyteller, from this?
That one is so vague. It's the kind of prophecy that's going to be tough to figure out until after it happens.
Gotcha. I mean, it's good to keep this in mind, but even as far as premonitions and prophecies go, this one's a little light on the meat.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is we won't know it happens until it happens. But Trinities, threes, I mean, it's not uncommon to see things happen and come in groups like that. So, well, I'll say let's not overanalyze our surroundings. Maybe something obvious will smack us in the face.
Shanky, was there anything in my education or my agoge that rings a bell?
No. Chicago was awfully light in Malkavians, unless you count the lunatic son, who was a psychopath. So, no, you wouldn't have had a lot of exposure to Malkavian prophecy.
Okay.
But this tracks with Malkavian prophecy. It almost never makes sense.
Maybe this is something we should bring to the president. Or at least Victoria. See what she thinks.
If the opportunity presents itself, I wouldn't go out of our way to do it. But if next time our paths cross,
right,
it may not do harm.
Yeah. I'll write down another copy for myself and put that in my pocket.
Okay.
I'm gonna like put what Callum had given me into the book, my mother's book.
Okay. It is time
right?
though. I know Callum was heading off to go and meet with the coterie because you've decided you've had your week of hiding. So when you two are ready, you can finish your scene and head that way. Just so you know.
Are you feeling better?
I am. Not 100% yet, but I'll continue to do what I can myself. And I'll chat with Kat if anything is persistent.
All right.
I was just out checking the signage when I noticed my friend in the alleyway and only paused long enough to give me that.
And you trust that what he's given you doesn't have any ulterior motives? Like he's not trying to feed you bad information? You feel like this is coming from at least best of your knowledge and your read on your friend. I've never met this person that he thinks you're not being swindled, I guess is what I'm asking.
First of all, trust is a strong word. I would say I can count on his veracity in this only because someone else called in some favors to have him guide me, if you can call it that. So I would say that if there is an ulterior motive, it's probably not directly malicious.
Well, let's just hope whoever this benefactor is in our favor. Again, I know I've said it a bunch already, but I am sorry that I left you and Rashad on your own. In the moment, it felt like you two were paired up, but I would be lying if I said I didn't feel guilty of what happened to you.
Well, I was waiting for you to bring it up. We've been together a long time. I'd always felt like we were always in this together, particularly now. And it was really disappointing to look up and see the back of you fading off into the crowd. I assumed at the time that whatever it was much more important than Rashad and I.
I don't know in that moment if I would have been able to help you to navigate the crowd. If I would have jumped down there, I felt like I would have just got swallowed up in it as well. So I thought I would have been more useful having escaped the crowd to go help Bella and pair up with her. I should have known better that she needed no fucking help. She was good on her own. But in the moment, my gut instinct said, you two had each other. I wasn't going to leave another person off by themselves. And now I know better.
Well, for a while, I'm going to need to, there won't be any blind trust. I feel that I can trust Rashad and Gwen. Particularly in that moment. But yeah, I just need to know that we're in this together, man. I wouldn't leave you, is what I'm saying.
It was my trust in you and Rashad that part why I left too. I thought you two had it handled. It's because I trusted you.
It was a close run thing.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So just something to think about in the future.
Maybe we should meet up with the others.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We've got signage. We just have to figure out what we're going to call it now.
So as
We have time for that.
you all head out, considering the whole group is meeting next, and Gwen will be showing up with Cameron, rather than break that scene up once it begins, I think a break right here would be a better idea.
Did Rashad need a scene?
Does Rashad have a scene he wants to do?
No. I'm
Okay.
good.
Just
Okay.
checking.
Then we will go to break right here, everybody. We will see you all in 10 minutes once I fix Rashad real quick, because I just saw the yellow bar under his speaking. See, that's on me. There we go. We will go to break. We will see you all in 10 minutes. Please enjoy. And I hate you, Bo. With a passion, actually. I hate you with a passion. Threw that pun in there with 5 seconds left. I hate you.
We weren't live then. We weren't live.
Yeah, we were live now. Damn you. I hate you.
You lobbed one right down the middle.
I know, right?
So before the break, it was some heavy information here. You had Kat sending her family away. Cameron and Gwen meeting up. That's a whole nother issue, honestly. Callum and Bo had a little bit of a heart-to-heart there, while Callum had a bit of prophecy. But as we come back to the coterie, they've gathered to meet once more. The last to arrive is Gwen, who comes in with someone, I think. Do you bring him in with you, or do you have him waiting outside before you walk in, or do you just walk in with him?
She texts people in advance, probably saying that she has a guest coming. And whether or not she brings them in immediately or not depends on how they respond, if they respond.
So what is the text response to Gwen's bringing a guest tonight?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Kat would send the same thing. Who?
Who, and should we meet somewhere else?
The friend that I told you about previously, and maybe.
He will respond. We can use the law firm for the meeting. I have a few private rooms.
And Kat just responds, I'm bringing my stick.
She'll take it.
Bo responds with the eyebrow raised emoji and asks, is he cute? Trying to break up the tension a little bit.
She won't respond to that because she is with Cameron right now. Okay. So
Again,
it sounds like everyone...
Just trying to rattle Gwen a little bit since she's so good at doing that to everyone else.
It sounds like everyone's generally in favor then, or not dastardly opposed. So then she'll probably just bring him in immediately.
So the coterie's gathered at Rashad's law office. when in walks Gwen with, none of you have met this individual.
It's like a fairly thin. He looks like he hasn't eaten well in quite some time. Light brown hair, grayish green eyes, and got like a 5 o'clock shadow that's starting to fill in a bit more. And a black shirt and a coat.
Shall we like
Everyone?
to scry the soul on Mr. Wheeler?
Of course you want to scry the soul.
This is Cameron.
So Rashad is rolling. Let me get this roll out of the way real quick. Rashad, you're going to roll intelligence all specs. Cameron, you're going to roll composure subterfuge.
I will be surging for this.
I will not do that because I don't have no idea what that is. Just, 2. Wait, no, just 1.
And Rashad got 10. But no crit.
And
Hey.
hungrier.
And
Twice.
6.
Oh, no,
you got
succeeded.
That's great.
I think he doubled his rouse track successes from the entire campaign or the entire chronicle so
I
far.
definitely got more tonight than last time. So,
No, I don't appreciate this negativity.
going through
human-
this,
I'm being positive.
Cameron, what is your emotional state as you're coming in the room?
Anxiety,
Anxiety?
intense.
There is no resonance in his blood. Resonances are relatively rare. There is a weak feeling on him. Supernatural. Somehow. Not very strong. But it's there. It tinges his aura. He's not under the influence of blood sorcery. There's a latent magic with him, though. No diablerie, of course. And because you don't get a critical, I don't get to tell you anything else.
So kind of eyeballs him up and down, and he gives Gwen a nod of approval.
I imagine Gwen blushes as much as she can blush.
I just say, good evening.
Mr. Cameron,
Hmm.
you're the one who knows my brother, correct?
Yes.
I presume you already know us.
I know. Yes. They have, you're noted. You're all noted.
What are you, and what magic is currently affecting you?
Oh, with that, Cat's going to sense the beast.
Okay, Cat's going to roll Sense the Beast now. Because, Cameron, to your awareness, what magic? You know. Let's see.
Yeah, Gwen just kind of looks at Cameron. It's like, well, what?
Same thing for you, Cameron. You get to roll Composure Subterfuge.
Yeah.
And I will surge it.
Once again, a 1.
Oh, no. That's going to be a willpower.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. That's 4 or 5.
That gives you a
6
crit.
With a crit. And now I rouse.
So, because you've gotten a crit,
Ooh, an SSC.
I will say, does Cameron have any level of hostility at this moment? That's the first question.
He's on edge.
And
Okay.
he is looking at you intensely.
And I'm staying right back. I'm like,
But he does not have a beast at all. There is no sign of the beast inside him.
are you?
Rashad, can you elaborate? What do you mean magic?
Yeah, that's,
He's not,
What?
he's not, yeah,
He's
he's
not one of us?
no, and he's definitely not even thin blood. There is nothing of us in him.
Hmm.
Oh, that's good.
Storyteller,
Intriguing.
have I ever seen this before?
Let me see. You've seen it before in Chicago, though you never figured out what it was. There was somebody, Tracy, in Chicago, hung out with an older, distinguished man from time to time that had this same, much stronger, much more vibrant underlying in his aura that you're seeing in Cameron. But you never found out who Tracy's friend was.
There was a person I saw in Chicago that had a similar effect to their aura as you, although theirs was stronger. I know you're not a vampire or a werewolf, which concerns me.
Bo goes up and pokes him. He's not a ghost either.
Yeah, those are, yeah.
I just look
Annoying.
at Gwen. It's like, is this what you were talking about before? That they were they were more experienced, and now I'm just getting stared at, poked at, questioned.
That wasn't what I intended, but I did hope that they might have some answers for you. I honestly thought they'd be more tactful about it, though.
No.
Oh, come on. Don't you know me?
Yeah, I have. You're right. I overestimated. I'm sorry, Cameron.
Sit down. We're not going to bite you.
Good. I'll just sit down somewhere. Is this like a meeting room?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
conference style room.
Conference. Yeah. I just slunk there. I'm like, I'm kind of like I'm right next to.
Do you
Gwen.
need something to eat? You look like you haven't eaten in a while.
I mean,
Honestly, it looks like he probably needs a drink. Do you care for some wine or?
Let her mom you. It might help.
okay. One at a time, please.
Yeah, we're being a little too inquisitive. Poor choice of words.
Gwen just kind of like shoots a look at you.
Yes. To answer your question, my diet is not. What am I saying? I eat ramen. No, cup of soup and ginger ale. That's basically my diet nowadays.
Holy.
Rashad, do you have any food here? I can whip him up something.
Yeah, some of the interns. You can take it from their fridge down the hall.
Bo's gonna go whip up something that he chef up whatever stuff is in
on a hot
the
plate
office.
and in a microwave. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A good chef worth his salt can make something out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And a coffee maker.
Yep.
Something together.
So, Mr. Wheeler, how am I to assume you did not know you were unique for today?
I just thought when I truly learn about the supernatural world, that it's just my mind was just more open to possibilities, and I just started remembering things clearly, perfectly, that I normally forgotten. Other than that, I thought it was just exposure to your world, and some of that world just went and got into me for something. I've never really put much thought into it. I was honestly too afraid to.
Gwen, do you trust him?
I'm actually starting to scooch a little bit closer to Gwen.
Yeah, Gwen sat like in between Cameron, closer to Cameron, and then like the party, because like protection, she gave him her word. She doesn't lie. I do trust him. He having you all figure out what he is wasn't the predominant reason why I brought him. He has some news for us based on the events of last week.
You caused quite a stir.
Let the poor man eat, and then he can tell us about it.
Bo comes back in. He's had to use ramen noodles, but that's not the only thing that's with it. Apparently, he's taken parts of a sandwich, parts of a couple other things, and whipped up.
Like some real ramen.
Yeah, well, it's got noodles for the ramen noodles for the base, but it's got, meat and, all kinds of things on top of it that he's pulled out.
Well, this is a step up. I mean, I've had your cooking before, just so you know.
Well, hopefully this lives up to it then.
I mean, if you can whip up something from somebody's stolen lunch, then...
Oh, yeah, sorry. Did I take someone's lunch for shot? I apologize if I did.
It's fine. I'll have it replaced.
I'm eating slowly, and I'm keeping eyes on me.
So, Gwen, why exactly did you bring him here?
Do you want to tell them what you told me, or?
Yeah. So the thing I don't think you caused it, but it caused quite a stir this past week, as you might as well known. And on my end of things, to simply put, Solomon, Grant, is using this as an excuse to put together an anti-terrorist task force. He chalked this up to, that his exposed nation was terrorist attack. So this is his response.
Does that mean he's coming back?
Oh, yeah. Yes. He's been eyeing on your war. And actually, kind of disturbingly, he took much glee in it, seeing that you're fighting amongst yourselves.
Storyteller, I would like to use Sense the Unseen on camera.
Okay. Go ahead. That'll be resolve all specs.
I'll search this as well.
Do I have to roll anything for this one?
Not for this one.
Okay, cool.
4.
Non willpowering.
You are?
Mm.
Okay. Wow. 7. And you passed another rouse. This is your best time ever.
Finale Rashad.
What luck. A human enters in his own domain or his haven or
business.
And he's not getting hungry.
The magic that is on Cameron. It's centered on his head. It is wrapped around his head, his eyes, his senses.
Have you been experiencing anything odd lately? Specifically relating to your mind or your senses?
I don't know about my senses, but yeah, like I mentioned before, my memory is almost pretty much crystal clear.
And this is a new occurrence? Confirming?
It's just slowly, started getting better. It was a gradual.
Have you ever had memories taken from you that you've recalled?
Yes, that would be the werewolf one. Grant showed us a video.
Definitely not basic level human.
I'm just.
Oh, don't tell
Just
me you're
me.
just gifted.
No. No.
Can Gwen try and put together any of the information that's been said to maybe figure out?
Trying to think if Gwen would have had a lot of exposure. Mages generally avoid kindred.
They operate in the day.
Yeah. The only one you wouldn't even had a lot of exposure to Franklin. The only
Yeah, I
ones
didn't
you
know
would have seen him tertiarily. And nobody knew who he was other than a select few in that city.
Mm-mm.
I didn't know if she'd read about it, maybe.
Mages don't have a lot written about him. They've
Okay,
very
never mind.
carefully avoided that.
I do not mean to appear rude, Mr. Wheeler, but there are quite a few issues going on in this place. And the fact that you are currently under the effect of magic that I don't know is making me concerned. Is it possible that this grant would be using you, perhaps using your senses for something?
I haven't really doubted about it. All I do is I get reports, or I'm told reports, usually in person, sometimes over text or email, of certain odd occurrences, and it could be related to the supernatural, and I go out and confirm or find a trail or just chalk it out to just normal happenstances.
Does he know about your connection to Gwen?
I hope not.
If he knew, I don't think that I would have had the opportunity to get away that Cameron gave me. That's how I got away the first time, or the first time I was actually kidnapped. I don't know if he knows now, though. I mean, he may have been able to put that together. I don't know. But if that's true, I mean, I think that I don't want to speak for you, Cameron, but I think that you're a little concerned about your safety there. And
Yeah.
if you could get out, you would.
So yeah, regarding this task force, I am going to be forced to comply, at least to help out in any way I can. I don't know about combat-wise because I'm not much of a fighter. I don't know what exactly he has in mind for me, but I have no choice in the matter.
Why?
I gotta look around at you guys. He's subtly threatened my father and my mother and my siblings in New York.
Where in New York?
Manhattan, Upper Manhattan.
Bo softens a little bit. I can respect the position you're in, Cameron.
And
It's not an easy choice. You're right. You're right. It's not really a choice.
it's not, honestly. And seeing you guys, I mean, this is the most amount of interaction I've had with the. I'm trying not to say the word.
You can say it. It's fine.
We're vampires.
He was going to use blanks.
Don't dare call me a fucking blank. I am not fucking blank.
He wasn't going to. He wasn't. He was trying to. He wasn't going to.
Bo is not Bo. Grant. He's very passionate about everyone or all the supernaturals being unclean.
Why the fuck does he have a hard on for us? And he looks at Bo.
Because he fucking hates me.
He claims I don't know about this is true or not, but maybe now. He claims that he's able to sense the presence of supernatural creatures, whether it be vampires, wolves, I guess spirits.
Cat
What?
Or what?
immediately
So does he
looks over
know?
at Rashad.
I don't.
So why
I don't know if it's
hasn't
something
he
that we
killed
share
you?
now.
Why hasn't he killed you if that's the case?
Exactly. Maybe because you've yet to become what you are becoming.
Maybe
Oh,
Grant's
what?
not as
I don't
powerful as
know
he seems.
what you're talking about. I'm just this guy who's just working for the crappiest boss in the
Dude,
world.
Because right now he can use him. He
Yeah.
has his family. He can be used. No offense.
I mean,
I
what better tool than a supernatural who doesn't
That
know he's a
bastard.
supernatural? Get all the
Kinda.
benefits, but not
under-
the negatives, and then you can dispose of when needed.
and I'm going
I-
to tell you right now, if Grant can sense supernaturals, he ain't fucking basic human either.
It's
I
not.
understand this is difficult for you. And under different circumstances, I would be a bit more accommodating. But there is an ability that allows people, we'll say, to borrow the abilities of others. It is possible that what he wants from you is something unique to you. It could be your modified memory or more. It wouldn't be the first time some fanatic can convince themselves they needed to do what their enemies were doing in order to hold back. Which means I don't know what you are, though I have a theory. You need to avoid getting stronger, however it works for you, whether it's learning or whether it's some kind of test, whatever it is, fail it if possible.
Okay. So just to point out, I was reached out by Grant the first time is before this started happening.
I was just going to ask that from when you linked up with my brother to these abilities manifesting. How long had it been?
I'd say when I really started working for him, it's not too long. It was just the smallest, it wasn't as it was now.
Could it be his knowledge of the supernatural? Like,
Or his
could it be what
connection.
he said about just having his mind opened more?
Or his connection to you?
My first interaction with him is I was trying to find you, Gwen. And I found a flash drive of yours in your old apartment in New York. I was I when I read that, and then I put two and two together. That's when I realized you were telling the truth. That's when my the glass around the world shattered. And I'm like, this is, realizing that exists. All this exists. And I wasn't thinking I was going to turn it into the local precinct, the police. I'm like, this has got, because you were missing. This is evidence, apparently. And then I got a random phone call saying that what I have could be in much better hands.
Did you give it to him?
Of course, Grant, when I first met him, compassionate. He was empathetic. Now I know it's pretty much a mask, but it was enough to lure me in and saying that there is a way to fight against, and if she's truly gone, then I can help at least ease that burden on others.
I was going to say that, again, just trying to find ways to help your family out. I mean, obviously, I know some of them in New York that could potentially help if I owed them a favor, but he's going to know everything I know about them because of that drive, so that won't help.
Are you sure you want to be involved in this?
I don't want to be involved in any of this, but this is the world, and I'm gonna have to deal with it. And it's just,
I mean, at the very least, we could get you away from Grant. That's also why I wanted to bring him. If Grant
but how
can
do we
use-
solve the family problem, Gwen?
That's what I'm asking.
yeah.
Do any of
Because
us have connections in New York? Some of my
Yeah.
associates may. Kat, what about you?
let's consider the side I was on. And they don't control New York now. So no.
I will give you a bit of information. I don't know if it'll be helpful to you, but I have heard stories of mortals in your position before. Powerful ones that can do things that even the oldest of us cannot. I don't know how they come to be. Until recently, I thought they were just a story. But if you are serious about saving your family, then you should try and find those people. I believe they are mages. But I will warn you, there are very few things that my associates value, and they seem to be very interested in powerful people, especially weak people that could become powerful. So if you go down this road, they will be able to find you eventually, the same as I did. So you have to think long and hard if you want to be involved. And the same thing goes for you, Gwen. It will endanger the both of you.
Sounds like he doesn't have a choice. It's happening whether he wants it to or not. At least the beginning part. They'll find him.
Right.
It's only a risk that he figures out how to save himself.
It's your choice.
I'm gonna have to ruminate on this quite a bit, but I don't have a lot of time. Storyteller, do I know like an estimate of when Grant is supposed to be here?
He did not say, but you get the impression by the activity of his team, it won't be long.
They're gathering. It won't be too long before. So, who is this contact? What was this?
What do you mean?
Is that what he just said? Is it? I'm sorry.
There,
I got him.
in New York, there are loose associates of mine that might be willing to help you.
Right.
You can use my name, specifically my last name, when you reach out to them, but I cannot guarantee it will make them want to work for you. But it may open the door. You will need to find a way to pay them yourself. They may be willing to help you. And Rashad will grab a notepad and he will write down the Duncern and the Milliner.
Oh my gosh.
Be
Yes.
very careful.
Who are they?
Relatives.
Very rich relatives, and they are very dangerous.
Yes.
And they hold a grudge. So do not
Don't try to screw him over.
do
Would they be the ones who would take advantage of him, though?
possible. The Duncern are bankers primarily, so they may view helping you as an investment. They may request a favor from you to be called in the future. The Duncern are petty, very rich. Both of them could help you. Both of them will ask something of you.
If they're very rich in New York, my father would probably already know them.
I mean, well, never mind. I was going to say there's a lot that our parents didn't know, but
Well,
That's
I
not
mean,
exactly
he doesn't know
true.
that side of them, but if there's any
I
rich
question
connections,
that.
he may not. But
You just have to decide whether the risk of Rashad's loose associate, is a better bet than dealing with my grade A bastard of a brother.
What all would it take? So, Grant knows about your family, and I imagine there's documentation. Who else knows about your family?
I mean, you knew them, but no.
But I mean, like,
what
that they're
doing now.
captured and that they're a risk or a.
I don't know if they're captured. That's the thing.
He has tabs on them.
Yeah, but does anyone else have those tabs at the Inquisition? I'm asking, if we kill Grant, does that solve the problem?
Because that's the easy answer.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but it's
Then let him come. Serve him up on a fucking platter.
he's going to be ready.
What is he bringing with him?
Well, he's been experimenting on everyone, and he knows all your weaknesses.
Does he?
He had a werewolf chained up.
He has the government. He has the FBI. He has a lot of resources at his disposal.
But
Yes.
what is he actually bringing? He can't bring the entire FBI. He can't bring the entire government. They can't acknowledge that.
We could also
Don't-
get help from the werewolves. He was so upset at the idea of the Sabbat using
Yeah.
their blood.
Yeah.
Imagine if,
Mm-hmm.
oh, he'd love to tear him apart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying they managed to capture a good amount of them too.
And we don't have to defeat all of them, just him.
Exactly. Serve him up on a fucking platter. Use that brilliant mind of yours.
We could set a trap for him.
I don't know what other choice we really have with this.
I mean, I'm expected at some point soon.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
you
get-
can't just disappear.
I can't.
Yeah.
You can't. That's too obvious, and he would kill your family. Because
would have to.
Grant is a heartless bastard.
No doubt.
I would like
He may
the
literally be-
explanation.
He
He
may
may
literally
literally
be.
The more I think about it, when you said
He's not
couldn't-
basic human. Yeah.
I have concerns that he was there the night my mother was killed, and whatever killed her turned him, and my home being in the area of effect of this funkiness may mean his blood is thin.
Oh, fucking hell. He's a day walker.
And when he says that, Kat, you respond, Rashad's eyes glaze over. And
Is
he
he okay?
begins to speak.
Just give him a second.
He begins to speak to everyone. It's Rashad's voice. It's not Rashad's candor. It is not his words speaking. Turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. A vast image troubles my sight. Somewhere in the streets of the city, a shape with lion body and the head of a man, a gaze blank and as pitiless as the sun, is moving its slow thoughts, while all about it, real shadows of the indignant fighting birds. And the darkness drops again, and now I know that 20 centuries of stony sleep will be woken from nightmare by rocking cradle. And what rough beast its hour come round at last, breaks its bonds, and is now free.
Wow.
And then, Rashad, you come back to yourself.
The fuck?
You see me, I actually have my hand on my back pocket.
Easy there.
What just happened?
You went full prophecy messenger on us.
Yeah.
You did a poem.
A poem?
It's not, I mean,
Prophecy.
prophecy? Okay.
Didn't sound good.
No.
Does Rashad know what he said?
Rashad knows exactly what he said. Who here has academics? Anyone can roll
I do.
intelligence academics.
I do.
Research apply? No?
Sure, I'll let you use research.
What about-
legal theory?
Yeah, I do have academics and research as well.
Okay, go
What
ahead
about
and roll.
philosophy?
Philosophy, sure, that one might fit for that too.
So
As
how do
someone with premonition, could I make like an auspex check?
Not for that.
Okay.
5. Wow, this is a good roll. 3 from Cat,
4 from Cat.
4 from Cat. Wow.
7
Oh,
from
wait.
Gwen.
Oh, that's
Two?
a messy.
So I have
That's a
so I
messy
have
crit.
intelligence. Is it intelligence? I'm assuming, and academics. How do I add the research extra?
Hit +1 at the bottom of the screen where it says mod. It just hit +1.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that works.
Let's see what
I
you
think
get.
it's 9 successes total for me with the messy crit.
That is very close to a poem by Keats. The Second Coming.
Sounded familiar.
You've heard not the same words. There's a few changes, but you've heard it before. It's a famous poem by Keats.
I put it away.
What the actual fuck?
Have I ever experienced that sensation before?
You have not, but you have heard it. Others have had that, especially strong premonitions that are tied to, shall we say, the oldest powers. Sometimes have a way of seizing the individual.
Well, this is not good. Someone very old or very powerful would need to intervene like that.
I mean, that means it's someone who doesn't want that to happen. So maybe they're on our side.
I hope so.
You presume that something that old would care.
I mean, cared enough to intervene. Well, maybe didn't do it consciously.
Well, this has been
I don't-
exciting.
Don't even know what to do with that.
We need
Well,
more
now that you.
power.
Oh, sorry, please.
We need to stop the fighting if possible. I'm worried about the blood that is being spilled, and someone is waking up. Would your Grant be willing to cooperate to deal with a much more dangerous enemy, Mr. Wheeler?
I can tell you now, no, sorry.
No.
Sorry, God. He fucking hates me too much for him to take off any sort of blinders. And I don't say that with my own, I know him. He is one tracked and it's me being gone and anyone in my vicinity being wiped out with me.
If what you think happened to him,
It makes sense.
it totally adds up why he would hate you so much. He would feel like
Right.
you leaving left him open to that.
And now being one myself,
Right.
just more things
More
to blame.
fuel to the fire.
for. Right.
Yeah. As someone who was victimized by a vampire, yes, I understand that feeling.
Are you prepared to work to defeat this Grant? To fight against him?
When the time comes.
Oh, only at the last minute.
I mean, we got. If you want to set a trap, you said.
For now, we need to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Which means you will need to take a more active approach to what is going on.
And feed it to us.
Yeah, we'll have to be your funnel for information.
Mm-hmm. But we will help you. We will end Grant Solomon.
Last thing I do.
I look at Gwen. I see why you like them so much.
I told you I trust them. I know that you've been told a lot that they aren't the good guys, and maybe they aren't. I mean, Kat's sure done some shit. Hell, I've done some shit. But you were in
I
a
have
war.
actually-
Let me finish. But she's also done a lot of good. It's not that simple.
Cameron, throughout my years existing in this state, I have always been a doctor first.
And a fucking ass kicker second.
Damn straight.
No, mother second.
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes mothers have to be ass kickers too.
Yeah, you could be both, but you never mind. Never mind.
Whatever Grant and the rest of the organization has instilled in me is still there. I still feel
Nervous,
anxious.
anxious.
I'm
yeah.
going to be, but this meeting and has helped relieve that's a little bit. I've had my doubts.
Well, don't think that all of us are like this. Some of us are royal assholes.
Well, the
Just
ones
like I'm
that,
sure some hunters have their hearts in the right place.
Yeah.
like your Sabat there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're telling me?
What I can say is we need your help,
Yeah.
Cameron, but we are not, unlike my brother, going to coerce you into this. Don't put yourself in unnecessary risk, but know that the help you are giving to us comes with risk, to you, your family, but if we don't stop him, much worse is probably going to happen.
Especially with your growing abilities, whatever they may be.
Yeah, because if he can sense supernaturals, whenever what is happening with you fully happens, he's going to be able to sense you.
Not trying to scare you. I'm trying to tell you the reality of it.
I know.
There is a
How about-
problem.
Yeah.
You know too much, Mr. Wheeler. Our people do not take kindly to mortals that know too much.
Well,
You all will need to determine how to deal with that. Because if the others find out that you know about us, they will not hesitate to get rid of you.
Yeah, hunters are usually kill on sight.
There are ways to bypass this, but without knowing the extent of Grant's abilities, I can't tell if that would put you in more or less danger.
it's
If he can do what you can do, Rashad, couldn't he tell if he was Gould?
Yes, but if he could, he should already know that he is something different.
Maybe
True.
you can only sense it at a certain level. You said methods. Do you know of anything else?
They would have to know that he is yours, ideally. Outside of that, he may be able to make an agreement with some of the other people in the city to hide him. Debts owed, things like that, but
I have my own
that
place.
would be the...
That
And
Grant
it
knows
would-
about.
Well, it's been given to me.
But I mean, it's also a question of if another kindred finds out how much he knows, I think is more what Rashad is saying. That's the problem. It's from both sides.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
And we can't wipe his memory because obviously he can get that shit back.
I wouldn't allow it.
So technically, if you're looking for trust in us, we're putting ourselves at risk, keeping you alive.
Yeah.
So if that's assurance for you, know that your existence threatens ours,
Mm-hmm.
and we are trusting you.
There is something I could do about that once. But once I do it, the debt I would accrue would be immense. So you need to be sure this is something you want. I would recommend binding him to you, Gwen. Your blood should be weak enough that it won't draw Grant's attention, and it would make Mr. Wheeler a bit stronger.
Are you
And
sure?
they would be... It's the best thing we have. I don't think it would be good for me to do it. Or Katarina, a bit older. But maybe you.
Oh, you're talking about the thing that he can sense. I mean, if he can't sense it now, I mean, if I do something, he will sense it right away. Are you
It's
sure?
not going to I can't imagine it'll supersede your abilities now.
At least not in the beginning.
Yeah. Takes time to build up to a strong bond.
So I have to do this?
No.
You can think on it. Again, we're doing this because we think it's in your best interest.
And
I mean,
ours.
Yes.
Of course.
We could. The thing is we could try and find someone weaker But the thing is
We can't trust them.
then they would know.
Right.
Yeah. And then you'd be subject to whatever they wanted,
Yep.
potentially. At least swayed.
Do you have your own, what do you call them, ghouls? I don't know.
Yes.
If you'd like to talk to if you'd like to talk to mine, and that might make, if that would help ease things, you can certainly talk to.
And mine as well.
He is perfectly pleasant.
If it would be anyone, it would have to be Gwen. There's no doubt.
Understood. I'm just saying, if you want to understand the experience, we have people who
Have lived it.
yes.
And can it be stopped? It can be stopped.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Oh, good.
It has
They're
to be.
also-
It has to be maintained in order to keep going.
Okay.
Never mind.
There are many benefits.
I mean, I've read about it.
Additional
Whatever information that was presented to me about your processes that you were
Well, I
that were
can
researched.
guarantee you, not all that information is accurate. I'd love to know what he has on me.
additional warning. I'm not sure how much you all know about the ghoul process, but it's not unheard of that you may gain a weakness similar to Gwen's. I would suggest you both test it out in advance.
What weakness is this?
I mean, I'm so rarely affected to it, but it's light like anyone else's, just a little bit.
You don't seem like someone who tans often, so I wouldn't worry about it.
And it's more of a unpleasant and an intense aversion rather than like a more pain than usual, I think.
You have to remember you have had time to adjust to it, and Cameron has not. It would be very bad for him to be caught with a flashlight and recoil away from it because he wasn't ready.
All right.
I mean, how a bright light would blind anybody.
We just gotta
You think on it. Think
yeah.
on it. I will give him Teddy's number.
Okay.
Call him.
Okay.
I'll tell him to expect someone to give him a call. Talk to Gwen if you need to about this. But we're not trying to bamboozle you here.
So what are we doing in the meantime? What is going to happen after tonight?
Business as normal. If you want to talk just through Gwen, like you have been,
That's perfectly
let's do that.
fine. We don't expect you for family dinners.
I'm fine with the stolen lunches.
I was gonna say it would be nice to see him on occasion, but
Yeah, but the more often
I'm-
he comes to us, the more likely he is to get caught.
you're right.
And I don't want to know what your dinners are like. No offense.
Oh,
I just made you.
I mean, like, oh, sorry. Like I said, ingrained.
dude, offensive.
See, this
It's
is
fine. It's fine.
He's usually really quite nice. It's
I'll get over it.
To be
No,
fair,
I get
we
it.
don't really do good family dinners either.
Yours are kind of notorious.
That's
Get a little
facts.
explosive.
okay. I don't want to say anything more. I'll have
Understood.
to watch what I say and unlearn.
hmm
So I'm probably still going to have to use some of these terms around my associates.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's business as normal.
Yeah.
And I know we're acting very upset that you're using it, but we know it's not from like a bad place. And if it means that you don't lose a habit and staying it in front of your colleagues, I'd much rather you stay alive.
Absolutely. I was just teasing you.
Educating.
Also teasing you. I have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
If you speak to anyone with those last names, do not use those terms.
Do not.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Well, fortunately, his memory's super good, so he's not going to forget that.
No, he's not.
Do we
Also,
think...
don't accept any food from the Dunsern.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll stick to my cup of soup and ginger ale.
One thing that I don't know if we thought about is, so it seems like a lot of just exposure to the supernatural is causing this awakening, whatever the hell this is. Would ghouling him make it worse?
It might. Only one way to find out.
I think it's a calculated risk.
Talking about my memory, it's what's been starting to happen more recently since last we spoke, when is like I told her that I can now, well, pretty much dive into memories fully, good and bad,
Like
and as
lucid,
if I
so like
lose
lucid
grip.
dreaming.
Awake.
Right.
Yeah. I it's nice when I'm trying to sleep sometimes and making nice memories. Pretty much all of them with Gwen.
And
Bo kind of raises his eyebrows at Gwen.
Gwen blushes again.
You're sure
much as she
they
can.
are all memories, correct? They did happen.
I did. Every cut and bruise, every time I was in class. And my favorite one is when we first met. That's
All right. Gwen, a warning to you as well. I don't know how his new people will appreciate it if you both decide to go down this road. So you should be ready for possible consequences.
You mean like them kidnapping me?
I can
don't
rent a
know.
van ride again. That's actually pretty fun.
Is this a situation where only Gwen can make jokes about this yet, or can we all start making jokes about this?
I mean, it seems like we're all already on their hit list. I don't know what else could be expected, Rashad.
Oh, they know all you already.
No, I do not mean the Inquisition. I mean mages in general. I don't know how they will feel if they find out that one of their kind.
So
You think he's a mage?
I'm a what?
There are very few things that I know of that involves mortals becoming something else. He is not a vampire and he is not a werewolf. I've never encountered the Fae. So unless there are many other things I don't know about, I think...
He's not a ghost. I checked. He's not a ghost.
Yeah, well, who's to say a ghost couldn't fully...
So it is possible.
What does that
The only
mean
time-
exactly?
The only time I've ever experienced this was with someone in Chicago. And there are very few people that my family would avoid offending. And this person was confident enough to be around our kind alone.
Mm,
I don't know if that means there's only a few of them or if they are
just that powerful
enough. So I don't know what the consequences will be.
mages.
Grant, go hunting them too?
I guess no. All I know is I've investigated were vampires, werewolves, and a few spirits here and there.
Oh,
I mean, if
That's what I've encountered. I'm not the only investigator.
He fucking hates me. He's a one-track mind son of a bitch.
Well, yes.
if the one in Chicago is okay being around our kind, then maybe others wouldn't be so opposed. I don't know.
Don't know.
who
mean-
knows? I just know most things fucking hate us.
It sounds like it's the only opportunity, like only choice we really have, though.
It's the only choice that any of us will like.
I feel like the more we talk, the more we might be scaring him out of this. So not that I want you to leave.
I'm not surprised these things exists. It's just there's still a lot to take in.
I would say we've already thrown a lot at him that he's going to remember. So let's maybe not add to that list for now. And let him go about his night.
I thank you for the food.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for this, for reassuring me. Thank you for putting your faith in me. I have to do the same with you.
Yeah, you do.
My faith is in Gwen, and she trusts you.
That's smart.
That's what this is.
Her instincts are rarely wrong.
I have saved them a few times.
You have.
Don't let her down.
Yeah. We'll
Because
never let
we-
you live that down.
We owe her
Mm-hmm.
many times over. And would do just about anything.
I think he would too.
Yeah. So maybe we're not on opposite sides, you know?
I imagine Gwen starts to tear up a little bit again.
So the blood tears leak once again.
Yeah. And she's just like, "Here, I'll walk you out."
Bo will pull out a handkerchief and hand it to her as she's leaving.
Gwen walks
Yeah.
out. Cameron.
Yeah, you might not want to do that outside.
I'm not going to walk you to the door.
A good bunch of people.
Yeah. Before you go, you mentioned something and I realized you never had the answer to this. But I found her.
Your mother.
My mom.
Yeah, didn't you say she became one of you?
Yeah.
And then is she now gone?
Story for another time. I just wanted to let you know that I did find her.
It's good. You got to see her. Anyway, I'm going to try to compose myself and pretend I did not meet you all.
Probably for the best.
See you around.
So as Cameron departs, Gwen returns to the room with the rest of the coterie.
How are we feeling?
Are you all right, Gwen?
I'm all right. I mean, I'm not used to people caring that much. So it was just a little overwhelming. It's been a stressful week. But I can't be the only one with news. I mean, y'all wanted to meet too.
Yeah, an update. The bitch that wore your face. I stashed her at the morgue at the hospital. And I've been taking her out past my property to bond her. Don't ghoul him in the city. Go out a ways towards Wichita. Pass by some farms. You'll even see some wetland. Once you get past those, you should be clear.
Just go on a road trip.
Yeah.
Relive some memories.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he does that anyway.
So yeah, that's what I've done with my week. And I'd like your help interrogating her.
Absolutely.
She should. I hope she'll comply. If she doesn't, her own life is forfeit anyway.
I mean, even if she doesn't, we'll work it out of her.
Exactly. Also, I'm sending my family away.
Understood. I don't need to know details, but you trust that their means of leaving is
Secure? Yes.
Yeah.
And they will be secure where they land.
I'm sorry that you have to do that.
It's better that way. Less targets for Rurik to go after.
Doesn't mean that it's not difficult.
No, it doesn't. Callum, you're looking better. You feeling okay?
I'm trying. Yeah, there's still some lingering issues that at your convenience, I would like you to take a look at just to make sure there's not anything extra wrong.
Sure.
Based on what we encountered there.
Sure. I have a little bit of feedback if y'all are willing to hear it from that occurrence. If you have the ability to use pistols or generally similar type weapons, shoot a target first before I engage them. I will get to them before they can get to you. Trust me. Also, Gwen, you did amazing. The rest of us, need to use those damn comms better. We need to announce where the fuck we are, what the fuck we're seeing, what we're doing. I had no idea where everybody went, except for Gwen.
To be fair, Callum did prompt me one time.
True.
So he was using them too. But we could all be better.
We need to get better about that. Because if we get split up, we are vulnerable. All of us.
Agreed. I
But
will also add,
yes, please go ahead.
we need to be a bit more careful with our targets in the future. They did not know we were there, as much as it is painful to admit. If we had allowed more of the humans to die, we might have been able to capture someone of importance. Hopefully the person you have will turn out to be useful. But not only did we not capture anyone we know to be important, we didn't exactly save anyone either.
I don't think anyone of importance was anywhere we would have been able to get to, even if we'd all worked together. They had more preparation than we did.
All in all, it was a success. There is only a lone survivor of an entire pack, and she is captured. And this wasn't some brand new pack. These had worked together before. Experienced.
Which makes me think they didn't expect us to be there.
No, they didn't. They had no clue we were going to be there. Because it wasn't long after Becky saw us, because we saw her before she saw us, that she skedaddled right out and left the pack to suffer their fate.
I have to kill my cousin soon. We had at least one wraith, probably more. And the longer we let them remain unchecked, the more information they will have on us. It is preferable I will go and deal with it on my own.
Oh no, I'll help, but how do we attack a necromancer who can control a ghost?
For the most part, the ghosts. This is something that is not meant to be known by people not of the family. But the ghosts are not exactly happy with us at the moment. It would be better for us to take whatever it is that he is using to control them, the fetter. If that isn't possible, my guess is this person isn't exactly the most intelligent. Chances are the wraith is under a specific and carefully worded direction, probably something like protecting him over the pack. If we can burn down his library and force him to go on the defensive, it'll give us a chance to deal with the wraith or him.
I wonder if
We know
fire hurts
someone-
ghosts.
We know someone who enjoys setting things on fires. And I'm sure the HOA would love another target.
Might be something to bring up. Maybe we can get some assistance from them.
Of course, I'll do everything I can to help you, Rashad, but I'll be trusting in your guidance to let us know what's most effective against your kin.
Of course. And I have a request of you all. I have decided to begin accepting my family's gift, but I do not want to become some dark mockery of a person. It's only off chance whatever oblivion is takes more than I can handle. I want you to agree to kill me and to burn everything I own. I do not want to be summoned back to this world.
I extend a hand.
That was
Which
fast.
I will shake it.
Kat looks at Rashad and says, "Consider it done."
Bo's gripping his mother's fetter in his other hand.
If there is something I can do to protect your mother, I will do it.
It's appreciated, but not expected. I know this decision was not an easy one.
So do I. But as long as you
We are
feel
at
like
war.
that's what you want to do it.
Not sure, but I do know we're at war.
We are.
And we won't win if I'm playing with a hand tied behind my back.
That is true.
Is it when the time comes to face your cousin in whatever capacity, is it wise that I'm there knowing my tie to my mother?
You probably shouldn't bring that book with you.
The book or myself, where I don't think
God.
there's any.
Oh God. You think she's tied to you too?
Yeah, and my brother.
Oh shit. You know we gotta kill him, right, Bo?
Yeah. Don't think that hasn't been weighing on me.
I'm sure it has. Holy fuck.
He needs to die, but
I recommend that we assume everything I can do, he can do. And he has an apprentice.
Oh, really?
So
Maybe that should be the first target.
we have to assume he can get glimpses of the future. So planning to deal with him will be limited. If we can find other members of my family, I doubt this apprentice of his was sanctioned by the clan. So we may be able to get their help. But in this case, I would suggest overwhelming firepower as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we all learned a lot from this first encounter.
Fortunately, there will probably be many more.
Kat, I think we all have one request of you. You have to let us take the shot first. You're very quick to the first strike. Just a hesitation, not a complete halting of your aggression.
I get it, but you need to be quicker on recognizing threats.
and I think that's where my head was at. We saw what was in front of us. I was concerned that was a distraction and making sure our six was.
It absolutely
Let me
was,
do
but it
that.
still was a threat because let me tell
Yeah.
you, she would have snapped their necks and gone to more people and snapped their necks
Right.
too.
Right.
With Gwen's fucking face. That's a threat.
Let me look around. I mean, if I attack, I'm sorry, Kat, if I attack, like that defeats my only advantage.
Right.
So I'm not attacking before you. But
I'm not saying, I'm not.
No, yeah. I'm just
No.
saying that, like, let me do that because I can't attack first.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say this, but in that case, even if she had killed more of the humans, it would have made little difference. There was nothing we could do for those people. So we should be prepared to accept that once the Sabbat is involved, most people nearby will die.
They will be fodder.
And we need to prioritize killing them.
Yeah. That's why I went for her. Because she obviously wasn't a human.
I mean, we need to prioritize killing them, but we also do need to make sure there are no other threats. other things killing that we just aren't aware of yet, other potentially worse things. It's a decision calculus.
I think we're on the same page.
But yeah, ideally, threat, fucking shoot it. Because you can pop off before I can get to him. Okay? And if y'all shoot a target, that cues me up that that's what you want me to hit.
What if we all shoot different targets?
Then I'll do what my blood is calling me to do and draw all their fucking attention.
Anyone else have any news? Complaints? Something good, maybe?
No. But I will say, Gwen, if your companion gets himself into trouble with either my family or the housing authority, I may be able to get him out of it, but it will be incredibly expensive.
Get them out how?
My job when I was embraced was to review a agreement between my family and the Camarilla without endangering people. I have, let's say, some pull that could be used to gain a very large change in some rules. But it will be dangerous after I do so. So you need to be very sure that his life is worth it.
It is. But we'll make sure he's in true danger first. Or hopefully not let it get to that point, but you know what I mean.
I want to tell y'all, this war we're in, what you saw a week ago, that's a minor fucking pack throwing shit. It's going to get so much worse before it ever gets better. And the ultimate focus is surviving the war. Because the city goes to whoever survives. So think on that. Think on what a minor thing did. And know that it's only going to escalate. And I'm not talking this will escalate for a week. Oh no, this can go on for years.
Well, good thing we live a long time.
If we survive. So focus on that. Figure out what's going to be best for you to accomplish that. And then once you realize what will do it, put in the effort. Make it happen. And then we all come together and pool our resources and figure out how the fuck we kick their goddamn asses.
We're off to a good start at least.
Oh, we are.
It'll be work, but there's hope.
There is. But hope is a dangerous thing.
Better than having nothing.
True. But every night we survive, we need to make sure we learn from any mistakes we make. Because if we make them twice, we won't survive.
Also, make sure we're exploiting their mistakes.
Exactly. Exactly.
What?
But I agree, Rashad. I believe your cousin is a good target. That ghost is fucking annoying.
I will see what I can do. With any luck, we may be able to gain a new ally.
There you go.
Anything else?
No,
I also need to be thinking about everything that you said and try and figure out what that means. We can't forget about that.
I'd like to get back and spend a little bit of time with my family before I have to say goodbye to them.
All right.
And we'll be here if you need company after that.
Thanks.
As you go your separate ways, Bo opens himself up to hear the music. And as the music comes into you, you hear a very harsh underlying sound, cacophony of instruments and voices. And over it, barely overpowering the noise, is a lullaby that is barely strong enough to hold back the rest of the noise. And you, as you're going to leave, Bo stops. Stops as he goes to leave. Just stops moving and stands there.
You all right, Bo?
I will be.
She just nods and keeps walking then.
And as the group goes their separate ways, having had an interesting conversation with a hunter, some revelations, and a bit of a heart-to-heart strategizing. Rashad was taken by something. I do think right here is where we're going to end season 2, everybody. I'd like to thank, first of all, a special guest up there. Damn good job. Thank my players for an amazing season 2. XP tonight. 4 XP for everybody. It's been a hell of a season. I've put y'all through hell this season. But you've made it through, and I think you're a bit stronger than you were. So I do thank you all for coming. And of course, join us on this Discord. This is where we cast this show from. And speaking of casting shows, we still have an open casting call for World of Darkness, Queen's Gambit. You think this is dark? Just wait. Shit's going to get dark.
Mm-hmm.
I know what some of these storytellers are planning, and ooh, Nelly. Just saying. So join us on the Discord.
If y'all haven't seen me run my games that I run, the indie games, y'all should know Mama can get a little dark.
I'm breaking out Wraith again. You know I'm coming in it with it set to 11 and going to dial up from there. So, hell, just the circumstances of the cohort of Wraith is going to be dark enough, just so y'all know. So be ready for that. Join it if you're on the Discord and you want to play with us. Look at the casting couch. You can apply to be in that game. It's not streaming until fall, but because we're going to need that long to get it all set up. Trust me.
Yeah, we're going to be running auditions for a little while.
Yeah, 5 splats, 5 storytellers, 1 story. Mm-hmm. It's going to be something, but it's going to be fun. So join us on Discord. If you want to catch our back episodes like the rest of season 1, season 2, hey, it's on our YouTube. You can go check all that out. You want to catch up on the previous Changeling stream, or you want to catch the Mage, because coming up soon, we got a Mage Chronicle starting off. If you want to catch the first miniseries of Dune, check that out, because guess what? We got more Dune coming up. I've been running our 3D printer pretty much constantly for almost a week now, printing up a set of armor for the Dune stream. So, yeah. So check that out. If you want to see some amazing content creators, like one of them's over here. Yep, right over there. Check out our friends list. These are where we got our amazing content creators. We'll let them talk about what they're doing, of course. You want to get some studio merch? Check out our merch store. Mama did not get to go and create any new merch while she was off work, but that's because the weather had her just not wanting to do jack shit.
Seriously, days of rain makes me hurt so much because I'm a fucking human barometer. So, yeah.
Yep, it happens. Bits of donations, so you know, bits of donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. So it's your way to give back to the players. If you want to give something to the players, of course, you can always do the bits of donations that way. If you want to go to the studio and give something to it, you can pop over to our KoFi. You can subscribe on Twitch, or money's tight. I understand it. As Ravenous Archon likes to say, in this economy?
In this economy?
He loves to say that. So a free way you can support the studio is pop over to YouTube, like the videos, comment on the videos. Even if some people's comments have literally been commenting to help bump you up on the search ratings. That's fine. It's a comment.
Works. Okay. Yep. Seriously, it is free and takes seconds, y'all. Like it. Comment.
If you're subscribe to the channel
on YouTube. If you are watching this right now on YouTube, fucking like it and comment, okay? And I try to reply to comments, okay?
I try to too. I do them in spurts. I won't reply for a while, and then I'll do a whole bunch of replies at once.
I check through videos to see what's commented.
Yep. So, so do that. That's a good way to support the studio, because I know we will never charge for our content. That's not the way we are. We don't believe in locking anything behind paywalls, not even hanging out with the cast of our various shows when we do our Zoom chats.
Yep.
But it helps support the studio, because I think everyone loses money when we play these games online. I think the whole cast and everybody else loses money.
Yeah.
We're not even counting the time investment.
Yeah.
Or the emotional investment.
Yeah. Emotional labor, y'all. Emotional damage.
I can tell that Cameron and Gwen are going to be pulling heartstrings every time we get them together on a stream.
Yeah.
And Bo's going to be egging them both on the whole time.
Yep.
I'm just dreading another Emilio. I don't want that to happen so bad.
No, I got better things planned. Let me lean into the shadow.
Damage.
I've got better things planned for this. Don't worry.
Okay.
So we'll see that.
Be another Roscoe in this
I'll
page.
just cry more, okay?
You got Emilio'd. Maybe you get Roscoe'd this time. And now I'll let my lovely wife give the schedule.
All right. So coming up over the next week, we got nothing.
No, we got something next Friday.
Do we?
Cast Q&A.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We are doing the Q&A. Okay. Call my fucking shit off. But
there is no London Esoteric Society tomorrow.
No London Esoteric. Hey, Sunday is Tiss's birthday. So she has taken off. She's going to enjoy a weekend away for her birthday. So happy early birthday to Tiss. We'll be shouting her out on Sunday in our Discord server, wishing her happy birthdays. But yeah, so that's why there's no stream this weekend. So she's taking, some R&R to enjoy her birthday. And of course, we will be back here at 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday for the live cast Q&A out of costume as the people who play these characters and be able to talk about this season and where we think things might go.
I'll be a character during the Q&A.
Yes, you always are.
For those of you that haven't watched our Q&As, it's really good to watch those because I tend to release spoilers at various points in it.
He tells me don't give away spoilers. He's the one doing all the spoiling.
Well, I'm the storyteller. Unfortunately, you will not have Gwen during the Q&A. She's unable to make it for that. So if you have questions for Gwen, put them on the Discord.
Join our Discord if you aren't and put them in KC, a domain divided under our McStabber campaigns category. That is the public chat for this game. You need to post questions if you can't attend the live or if you have questions for Gwen in there before next Friday so that I can basically make sure that they get answered in time for the Q&A. Okay?
I know
I
this
imagine questions for the guests too, because we have had quite a few guests.
Yep. If you got questions for the guests, ask them in KC chat.
Ask them in our KC, a domain divided channel, because the guests will answer there too.
Yep. I know this Q&A is going to get a little wild probably because of all the shit I've put these players through this season.
Oh, fucking God.
And this is only season 2, people. Kat's right. It's going to get worse before it gets better.
It's going to get worse.
Yep. 2 heavy prophecies in one night.
I fucking hate the prophecies.
I mean, two prophecy, 2 premonitions, a bunch of fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad
and an
when Shanky
awakening
prepares
mage
this much in advance.
Yeah, Red did call me out on that. I did prepare premonitions in advance. That's never a good sign.
That's never a good sign. That's some plot fucking devices there.
Let's
no one's so dramatic. It was fine. It was fine.
How often do they really come true in a Shanky game? More often than not.
Like they always do, because he leaves them just vague enough that it can apply to various situations.
That's what makes it a good prophecy. The only way to know for sure if it come true is after it happened.
He thinking he'd an Oracle of Delphi and shit.
I am nothing but a fine, upstanding avatar of generosity as the storyteller.
Or your high school poetry teacher.
Yeah.
To break it down.
Oh, my high school poetry teacher hated me. Because I recited things like She Being Brand New.
Which is an excellent poem by Cummings.
Yes, it is. But it's not high school appropriate.
No, it's not.
So, now I'm going to go around. Red, let everybody know what you got going on when you're ready, when you plan to be back streaming.
Yeah, I actually know now because things have been unpacked more. I will be back the 24th with some Final Fantasy.
Oh, that's the night of the mage start.
Oh, well, come here and then go there after if I'm still streaming.
Oh, we'll raid you. If you're still streaming, we'll raid you.
We'll see how late I'm up. Otherwise, it'll be mini painting on the 28th.
Awesome.
A couple weeks, but we're good.
Yeah.
And that's on Mischievous Red.
Yep. So look at our friends list. Pop over.
Scroll up in the chat.
Yep, scroll up.
Hopping tonight.
Scroll up in the chat. Rashad, let everybody know what you got going on.
Sure. So this Sunday, Bourbon Street Booze will continue after last week's massive auction with some borderline kindred drama going on. Apparently, the Hakata are in the city and doing fun things. So you definitely check that out over at. Actually, I just put the link in the chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you. Look, the Hakata are doing fun things in Kansas City too.
No, they're doing annoying things.
From the point of view of the Hakata, not from the point of view of the rest of you. So, Bo, house down there. You got anything else going on yet? Or are you still on hold on your next project?
Oh yeah, on hold for a while. If you look in the Food Network channel on the Discord, go check out the Discord. I made crispy skinned salmon with a street corn salad and some other good stuff.
It looked delicious.
For those wondering,
Don't
why,
go in that channel hungry.
Yeah, for those wondering why
Do.
why Bo there is the chef.
Dare you.
Wee bit of self-insert as House is our resident amateur chef on the Discord that, you know, he needs to open his own business because, dear God, the shit he's cooking looks so good.
It turns a passion into a job and it just kills it.
I know. That's what happened to me with the IT field. So, yeah. So, Beetle Spock, you got anything going on? Is this your only stream right now?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have a couple things I've written for DM skills for D&D, and like a couple things, one for Chris Estrada, one for the Feywild. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, so
if you got a link to that, you can put that in chat. If not, you know, just look for him on DM's Guild. Check it out. You know, and as always, everybody, when we end these streams, I want to say mental health. It's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. We take mental health very seriously. As you can see in this stream, we do some heavy streams, some dark stuff, but that doesn't mean we want everyone to live in the darkness. We want you to reach out to those around you, make sure they're okay. Be that light they need to guide them out of that tunnel, because it's rough on people. And if you suffer from mental health issues like many of us do, or in my case, if you suffer from mental health, that's me. I want you to reach out to your own support network. But I understand that there's a stigma attached to it that really shouldn't be there, but it's there. And honestly, if you don't feel you can reach out to your support network, in chat, it's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It will be a professional on the other end of the line who will help you out and will be that lifeline you need. Because listen, everybody, mental health is health. And I know we have a number of non-U.S. viewers and a number of viewers who watch us on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube or if you're not in the U.S., you can go to findthehelpline.com, put in your country of origin, and find out the helpline and the support network in your country. Because listen, while it's okay to not be okay, you shouldn't have to suffer in silence and suffer alone through it. Everyone needs help once in a while, so please do that. And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife for her portion of the outro.
Protect your peace, y'all, for real. And if you're not well, you're in crisis, seeking help is not weakness. That takes immense strength. And I'm incredibly proud of those of you that do. For real. I'm on McStabber. I'm a registered nurse. As a nurse, I look at people holistically. It's not just the body. It's not just the mind. It's the whole package. So make sure you're taking care of your whole package, including doing things like getting your checkups, taking your meds, drinking your water. Get your vaccines. Because while you may not be the sickly type that catches everything that flies by, someone you love might be. And it could be the thing that kills them. A friend of mine recently had that happen. So please get your vaccines. Said with love. But lastly, those of you who've been around long enough know I'm political as fuck. It's a mid-Atlantic thing. Yeah, it really is. We political as fuck. For real, make sure you're registered to vote. Some states have already had their primaries, but some are still upcoming. In the state of Maryland, you have until April 24th to get registered to participate in the May primaries. Please make sure you are registered and your registration is correct. So check your registration if you are already registered. Make sure your party affiliations are correct. And participate in primaries. It's important. Picks who gets on your ballot. Yeah. So, and research the candidates for real, because, yeah, some are like flat out supporting genocide, like doubling down on that shit. So, yeah, make sure you research your candidates. And of course, there are those that want to strip rights away from people. So yeah, there's those too. So make sure you research them and vote according to your conscience. and participate in the national election coming up in November in the U.S., because that's an important one. Beyond just the presidency, the entire U.S. House of Representatives is up for election. The entire House. So vote well, said with love.
And as we end this season, I'm going to end it on this line. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Remember that as we go into these later seasons, everybody. Good night.